Hey everybody, we're back with the You're On podcast. This is the Week 5 recap, Ep.6.
Yep.
We have Jared again with us. Jared's back. And we got a few things we want to talk about today. Specifically, we got our beer, which I'll bring up in a second. We got a lot of injuries this week. We'll get to that. And we got a new segment we want to try, Fact or Overreact, with some statements that other casters have been saying around the league. And we'll go over our best bets, and we'll see where we go from there.
All right.
To start off, though, our beer it's from Druthers Brewing.
Are you doing this today?
Yeah, I'll drink
Wow.
I'm not going to drink the whole thing.
Jared don't like beer, but I guess he's going to try it.
You're like a
He's going to take one sip and never sip it again.
It's all in IPA. It's 6.5%, so I haven't had it before. Kyle, have you had it before?
I had it at Druthers when they give you like those test taste samples, but that's about it. I don't remember what it tastes like, so let's do it.
That's good. I like that.
That's pretty good. Jared's like, nope, I'm good.
And there we go. There's his rating.
All right, so we'll start off. We already started with the beer, so we'll start off with the injuries. A lot of injuries around the league this week. Specifically, the New York Giants. Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley. It seemed like their whole roster got hurt. Daniel
that
Jones
was their roster.
Yeah, basically. Daniel Jones got knocked out. Didn't know what planet he was on.
That was bad.
Did you see him wobble?
Yeah.
Wobble, baby, wobble.
Who grabbed him? Someone on the...
The ref.
Yeah, the ref and then I think one of the players on the Cowboys did.
Dude, he did not.
Yeah, he got destroyed. He got destroyed. I bet he was woozy. 100%.
And that was like him. He led with his head going into it. I don't know what the hell he was doing
Saquon's ankle was like
Saquon's
the size
ankle
of a
was
balloon.
there. Yeah, he had a baseball coming off.
The size of a softball, dude.
That was...
It also looked gross. Watching Saquon's ankle injury when he stepped on the guy's foot, I wanted to puke.
That dude gets hurt
Like he didn't break it.
more
Wasn't
than
a
anybody
compound,
I've
but-
ever seen.
No, but it's okay because the Giants should have drafted Saquon. You know, because Jared's a big running back over any other position guy. Look how it worked for the Giants. They're so much better now after they drafted Saquon. Always draft the running back, right, guys?
Well, their offensive line is terrible. That doesn't.
Oh no! The offensive line's not as important as running back.
It's fine. Kyle likes to think that Tevin Jenkins would be more impactful on the Pittsburgh
Again,
Steelers
I've never
than
said those
Najee
words.
Harris. Or maybe Alex Leatherwood. He's good, right?
I
Or
never said
Creed
that.
Humphrey. Creed
I
Humphrey
never
looked
said
good
that.
last night, guys, right?
Do you know what team he plays for?
He plays for the Chiefs. And he looked fantastic. Oh, wait. No, he didn't. I rest my case.
All right. So when they don't re-sign Najee in 4 years, it's a waste of a draft pick. We'll come back to
That,
that.
I don't know. Getting ahead of yourself there.
I know. So what was another injury? Another
Joe
injury
Burrow.
we had. Joe Burrow.
That
Yes.
dude, I don't know how they let him
He's a
back
dog.
on the
He's
field.
a dog, man.
He should have been back on the field.
He's a dog. I mean, he shouldn't have, no. But he came back in and threw a 60-yard touchdown to Jamar Chase.
Definitely got a concussion
70
off
yard.
of that.
Okay, 70 yards.
He
My
definitely
fault.
got a concussion from
Well,
I don't think it must have been a throat contusion. That's what he went to the hospital
that. And he
for.
definitely... Did you see how
He was
hard
dead.
he hit the ground?
He didn't. Yeah, he
His
got up.
eyes went...
We're watching it, and Jared goes, "That man's dead."
He's dead.
I was like, "Oh my god, that's so bad."
it didn't look good. And he was like grabbing his helmet. He was clearly in pain as soon as he went down.
Yeah.
I can't believe they let him back in the game.
I mean, clearly he was fine though. Still throwing dimes out there.
No, I mean, there's a difference between
But, like,
being actually fine and going back
The
on
fact
the
that they let him walk back out there in week 4.
Yeah, that's bad
I mean, week
protocol.
5 is just
Bad protocol.
Yeah, that didn't...
The Bengals as a team should have just shut him down right there.
Well, yeah, but they go through the NFL's policy.
But that's your franchise quarterback. I would.
I agree. Oh my god.
I would have tried.
And the fact that he went to the hospital immediately after the
And then
game.
they still lost
Yeah.
the game. So really, what was the point in the long run?
Well, that's hindsight. That's good hindsight. But I agree. If you're a franchise quarterback, you don't let him go out after a knee
Especially
injury
if he
last year.
still... When did they realize he had to go to the hospital? Do you think they realized that during the game?
I think
I hope not.
Like he
Oh,
just.
yeah.
I think he got out last night though. He didn't stay overnight.
Yeah,
So
I
it couldn't
mean,
have been.
it probably was
It couldn't have
something-
been that bad.
Yeah.
But
Next injury, Jared's boy Juju Smith, done for the year.
Juju Smith-Schuster.
I just said Juju Smith.
He has 2 last names.
He does. Okay, I didn't feel like saying the whole name.
Either way.
But Juju, yeah, he's out for the year. So Steelers lose their top receiver, I guess. They don't really have a top receiver.
I mean, not really, but
Chase Claypool.
Is he on a 1-year deal?
yeah, that's probably.
You think he dips from Pittsburgh?
In my honest opinion, I think he'll resign because I want him to.
Yes. Jared Aubin from upstate New York wants him to resign, so he's going to resign, damn it.
But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he leaves. But after last year, and he stayed, and I don't see him leaving now.
I think it all depends on the plan they have moving forward with quarterback.
I mean, I don't think
They're gonna bring
Big
in-
Ben will not be their quarterback
But
next
are they
year.
going to bring in a free
I
agent
mean,
and draft the rookie?
these little Aaron Rodgers clearly not clearly, but right now Bovada has him as the favorite.
Bovada?
whatever has him as the favorite to be the Steelers quarterback next year.
That would be sick. That's what I'm saying. If Aaron Rodgers comes in, I could see him staying.
I mean, they had him and Mike Tomlin had a little love affair. It looks like.
If they're gonna restart,
that'd be a
huge
shakeup.
I'd make them potentially Super Bowl favorite at that point. If you draft an offensive lineman too.
I don't know about favorite.
You good?
I'm just saying.
I don't know about favorite.
Aaron Rodgers, Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, Najee Harris. That offense could be.
No, you need to draft like 4 offensive linemen.
Buddy, their offensive line. If you look last week, this week they looked good. They are very young offensive line.
They're still 32nd in the league in rushing.
Next topic.
Next topic.
I'm not kidding.
Last injury, the Chiefs last night. I fell asleep at halftime, but I guess Clyde and Tyreek got hurt. Clyde
and Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce has a stinger, according to Andy Reid, whatever that means.
Well, is he going to play next week?
Because
Tyreek's going to play next week. He's not going to miss any time, but I guess Clyde is out for a couple weeks.
How about Tyreek's the pass that he just tossed to the defense for the pick six?
I didn't see it.
Right in his hands.
I haven't watched
right
the recap yet.
Travis Kelce, Andy Reid at the end said that he had a stinger, so they don't know about it.
That's
I'm assuming
a way of saying I have no idea what
I'm assuming he's going to play, but he might have got hit. I don't know where it was.
Yeah, that's very true.
But I'm assuming he's going to play.
That's very true.
I also have a big fantasy matchup coming up, and I have Travis Kelce, so need that to happen.
So you need him.
Well, my fantasy team had Juju Smith-Schuster and Saquon Barkley, who both got me less than a point due to their injuries.
I'm 0-5.
And I still won.
I'm 0-5 in 2 leagues. So moving on.
Still had 120 points.
So now we'll do the factor overreact segment of the show. I'm going to say a statement that has been circulating around. We've heard it from our friends or we've seen it on TV, and these two and myself are going to say whether it is a fact or whether it's an overreact. So we're going to start with this, and I already know what Jared's going to say, but I'll go to Jared to start. Bills are a better football team right now than the Kansas City Chiefs. Fact or overreact?
Fact.
Look at him. That took a lot of pain to say.
That
hurt.
But at the end of the year, I still think the Chiefs are going to be the team that represents the AFC.
I don't know about that, but I'm going to go with fact as well that the Bills are better. I mean, look at how they played last night. Their defense looked great last night.
Oh, yeah. By the way, I mentioned
Josh Allen hurdling.
I forgot to trap Jared in the beginning of the show. Now that we're on the Bills and Chiefs, I want you to publicly look in the camera and say you were wrong about the Buffalo Bills.
No one. In what aspect of football?
You said, and I quote, "The Bills' defense sucks. They're not a contender." I want you to apologize to the camera.
Well, I said that last year, not this year, but I was wrong.
Thank you.
I've
never heard that come out of his mouth before.
That's never said that before in his life.
Ever in his life.
Nope.
I don't know what else to say other than
Jared turned to a man today.
I was a little wrong.
Look at that.
I was a little wrong. They're good. I still think the Chiefs go to the
That's fair. That's fair. See, thank you. Okay, so fact across the board. Yeah, I think it's a fact. I don't think.
I mean, after last night, it wasn't like it was
the Kansas
that
City
close to the
defense.
game. It was.
Fun fact. While we're on it, listen to this stat. So statistically, the greatest offense ever is the greatest show on turf, the Rams. Mm-hmm. Right? They average the most yards per game in history. The Chiefs are allowing more yards per game than the Rams averaged. So that means technically, like, they are allowing more yards per game than the best offense ever in the history of football.
Yeah, it's bad. But they're also missing.
I did not know that.
But they're also missing key guys right now.
Who?
They're missing
Chris Jones.
Chris Jones.
Okay, that's one.
That's about their only key guy though. So
Honey Badger.
He stinks.
But that's a
Eric
problem.
Berry.
Frank Clark.
Eric Berry.
Frank Clark. Eric Berry is a what? What? But that Sorensen dude in the secondary is the worst safety in the league right
Dawson Knox cooked that man.
Yeah, I know. He's horrible.
Dawson Knox. Speaking of Dawson Knox, most touchdowns as a tight end in the NFL.
Right now?
Really?
Right now.
That's why. Well, I don't know why they didn't go after Stephon Gilmore. Like, they need help in their defense.
All right, do they know?
The Chiefs, they needed that.
Oh, the Chiefs. Okay.
Going back to the Bills, though, why don't they throw the ball to Stephon Diggs?
But he's always covered.
You think coming into the game, their main focal point on offense is not covering Stephon Diggs? He had 2 receptions for 70 yards last night.
Yeah, and I have him in fantasy.
Oh,
like,
so
what are we doing?
Josh Allen should just throw the ball to him because
you throw it to Stephon Diggs.
Get the ball in the hands of your playmakers.
Well, clearly their game plan worked. They clearly weren't accounting for Dawson Knox.
Their game plan. I think Zach Moss had more targets.
This man's gonna shed real tears right now.
He's sad.
Like, what are we doing?
All right, next one. Would you rather have? I shouldn't say would you rather. You would rather have Josh Allen than Pat Mahomes right now. Fact or overreact?
Oh, that's such a tough one. Jared, you go first.
That is not a tough one, and that is an overreaction. Never. No. Not now, not 3 years from now, not 10 years from now. Thank you, though.
Kevin.
I mean, I can't say it's a fact.
You have to pick one. That's part of the segment.
Yeah, I know. That's why it's a tough one. I told you before when we thought about that. It was a tough one.
It is a tough one. But you need to make a choice.
Well, it's not a fact, so it's an overreact.
Okay. I also say it's an overreact.
Yeah, I don't think you can make that decision right now.
Not many people on this planet that I would pick over Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And I think if you swap situations,
give it some more time. Let's see what works out next 4 or 5 games. Maybe we can.
And I think if you swap situations and you swap Josh Allen onto the Chiefs and Pat into the Bills, I think the Bills are a better team than they would be with Josh. And I love Josh Allen, but
I don't know if they're a better team.
Who do the Chiefs have next week?
System.
I don't know who the Chiefs. Hey Siri, who do the Chiefs play next week?
Wow. Okay. Using technology to our
Tennessee
advantage.
Titans. Great bounce back game for the Kansas City Chiefs.
And the Titans are going to win.
No, take the over in that game, and then don't even
there's
think
going to be
about
100 points scored.
There might be 1,000 points scored in that game. That's
Derrick Henry's going to have 240 rushing.
Yeah, that's going to get really. He's going to.
If you have Derrick Henry on your fantasy team,
play him in daily fantasy sports if you're into that stuff. Next statement: the Cincinnati Bengals are legit. Fact or overreact? This is
what do you mean by before anybody answers? What do you mean by legit?
I mean, now I'm not going to say contender, but they are
like a playoff.
They are a playoff team. They're a very good. They're a playoff caliber.
They can compete at. Yeah, I mean.
Fact or overreact? Start with you because they're in your division.
Overreact. I still think they're the worst team in the division.
Oof, that's a tough take.
You
go.
I mean, to say that they can compete with anybody, that's what I'm taking out of that. I think that's a fact. I think they can compete with anybody in the league.
I think they are legit too. I think it's a fact. I think.
Because it's loose. It's
right.
like it's not like saying they're the best.
After they beat the Steelers, I was still skeptical. But one, I mean, Joe Burrow's a franchise guy. He's a top 10 quarterback already. 2, their defense has improved. Joe Burrow's not top 10 now.
Dude, it's too early.
It's not.
It's
top 10.
It is.
You can't name 10 other quarterbacks you'd rather have than him. But
we're not getting
regardless, their defense has mightily improved. The fact that they hung in, realistically, they probably should have beaten the Packers. I know they don't. I don't play the what if game, but they were right there.
Either way, you're saying fact. I'm saying fact. He's saying overreact.
He's saying overreact.
That's fair.
I just think that.
Yeah, they're just not a contender. Like they can't compete. That's fine.
It's also only week 5, so we had a lot more time to see.
But with that game, bring up Jamar Chase, and now he is going to be the rookie of the year.
I think he has to be. All the quarterbacks suck. I mean, he has to be offensive rookie.
I was the only
suck.
I was the only guy who didn't jump ship on Jamar Chase. You heard in camp. Oh my God!
You were not.
He can't catch the
football. You had one guy tell you Jamar
Chase
can't
catch the football.
One guy turns into everybody. He has one guy tell him that.
Jamar Chase is a problem. As a Steeler fan, he's a big problem. I'm really scared about him.
Yeah, I would be too.
He's a problem. I think
the Joe Burrow connection.
No, I don't think because he doesn't have the yards right now to pass Jefferson's record, but he could have the touchdown record for rookie receiver.
What does he have? 5 through 5.
He's already got 5.
So he's on pace for 1 a game.
Yeah, I don't know what the record is, but he could break it.
Probably.
He's shown himself to be an NFL quality.
I mean,
player
think about it. We said before the draft, we said Jamar Chase was the best receiver on that LSU team with Justin Jefferson. You knew if he got into a good situation with a good quarterback, he was going to go off.
Like if there was
with a quarterback that he knew.
Yeah, that makes it even better.
If it wasn't for Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins, like that wide receiver room is stacked. If it wasn't for them, I think he breaks Justin Jefferson's record.
He still honestly might. Oh, the yards record. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Next one, Jared, you're gonna love this one. I want you to start with this. Dom Parker, pay attention if you're watching. So everybody thinks that the Cleveland Browns are a contender. So our statement is going to be, the Cleveland Browns are actually not a contender. Overreact or fact.
I mean, it's a fact. Their defense stinks.
They're not a contender?
Their defense stinks. They're not a contender. They will not compete for a Super Bowl. No.
Kevin?
I think they definitely could pull it together. They score enough points. Their offense is good enough. I mean, regardless of Baker Mayfield and what he's capable of, they score enough points. Their defense has to perform better. They have the players. They're just not performing well. I mean, that's all around. The whole team is just performing. I mean, they played pretty well last night against the Chargers. They very well could have beat them.
So you're saying overreact?
I'm saying it's an overreact. I think like I said, it's early. 17 games I got to play. We're in week 5.
I'm going to side with Jared here and say fact. I think the Browns are not a contender based on what I've seen. Do I think they have a Super Bowl roster? Yes. One, I think Kevin Stefanski has a history of bad play calling in clutch situations. And then 2, I've been not a Baker fan, but I've been on his side. But I think it's been proven to me week in, week out. Baker is going to put you in situations to win the game, but he's not going to win you the game as, say, like Aaron Rodgers or Joe Burrow or Pat Mahomes would. So I think it's in this league right now, it is very hard to compete with a quarterback that can't go out and win you games.
It's fair.
I think your roster is going to set him up. I just think Baker, we saw yesterday, they had a minute and a half left with no timeouts. You have Brady, Mahomes, Rodgers. You're very confident that you're going to be in position for a field goal there.
I mean,
you have Baker checking down.
That's the top dogs right there.
You have Baker checking down with no timeouts.
Baker Mayfield is Alex Smith on the Chiefs. They're gonna make the playoffs every year. They're gonna go 11-5. They might compete to win the division, but then they're gonna lose in the first or second round of the playoffs.
I think that's a very good
is,
take. That might be one of the smartest things you've ever said.
I think that is the smartest thing you've ever said.
Like they need to like he's okay. He's not gonna win you games, but he's not gonna lose you games. That's Baker Mayfield.
Exactly.
He's just got a really bad leg injury.
Let me ask you guys this. So his period for contract extension is coming up, right? He's at the end of his rookie deal, so you can either use your team option and pick him up for a 5th year.
That's what they're gonna do.
Or you can re-sign him for the longevity, as like Josh Allen happened.
No.
Are you re-signing him? Are you grabbing his player option? Or are you moving on?
If it depends where they end up this year. I mean, if they somehow not turn it around because they're not terrible, but if they figure it out and they do something in the playoffs, win a game,
right,
then they might do the extension. But they're going to just do the player option otherwise.
I mean, they're gonna make the playoffs. So, but I don't know.
But if they can win a game in the playoffs,
I don't know if they're going to be in a good position to get like a high-end quarterback in this draft.
I agree.
I don't think they would do that to him anyway.
I agree.
think that's more of an issue anyway.
I think they'll
pick another year.
I think they'll pick up his option and then go from there.
Exactly.
But
I agree too.
Yeah.
Give him one more year to prove it. Maybe draft a receiver to help him out because Odell stinks.
Odell is garbage.
Yeah, we all hate Odell here.
Awful.
We all hate Odell.
He had a really good catch on 4th down yesterday, though.
The one he dropped?
That one.
Right in his hands. Oh, I've never been so mad watching a play.
He's terrible. Ever since he left the Giants, the Browns need to move on.
But he's always hurt or he drops catches. He can catch with one hand, but he can't catch with two.
And I think he puts a lot more pressure on Baker just being on the field.
Can we add one to that?
They perform better when he's not there.
Can I say it?
Yeah, so Jared wants to add overreaction.
I want to add, speaking of receivers in that football game, Mike Williams is a top 10 wide receiver in the NFL.
Yes.
Overreact.
That is a fact.
He's very good, but I will argue this. He is not top 10 because he is not a number 1. Keenan Allen is a number 1, and that is opening up targets for Mike Williams. If you put him in a situation like the Bills, with Stephon Diggs is, and you can bracket him and you can double team him,
okay,
he doesn't have as good of stats.
I posed the question.
That's football.
Was Calvin really not a top 10 wide receiver last year with Julio Jones on his team?
It's a good point. It's a very good point.
Okay, I mean that's a good point. Was Julio not injured last year, in and out?
He was in and out,
but he's still.
So I mean that helps him statistic-wise. That helps him.
No, technically not. With what you're saying, no, because then they got the best corner or the best coverage on him, double teaming him.
I guess. Okay, no, that's a good point. You're right. I think that's
he is a top 10.
I think it's a serious conversation. I like Mike Williams.
Top 10.
But I think you say top 10. If I were to name you 10 receivers, you don't think I could name 10 receivers you'd rather take over him?
I don't think you can. I don't think I would take Keenan Allen over him.
Okay, but you don't think you could name 10 receivers in the National Football League you would take over Mike Williams?
I can name.
Dude, he's just performing every week though. It's not like it's
right,
one big game.
Let's do this quickly. I'll just rattle off the top of my head.
Okay.
Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
AJ Green.
No. AJ Green.
No.
Like the Cardinals, AJ Green?
No.
I'm just asking.
Next.
Say no.
That's a no. That's a no.
Devontae Adams.
Why was he even
Devontae Adams?
I'm on the Cardinals. I said D-Hop. I'm on the Cardinals.
Devontae Adams. He's in the top 10. Yeah.
Jamar Chase.
Oh. Well, are we talking this year or career-wise?
We're talking career-wise. You said.
Oh yeah, you take Jamar Chase. Are we kidding me? Yeah.
Mike Williams only in his 3rd year.
Okay, but Jamar Chase is a rookie. Yeah, I'm taking Jamar Chase.
Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill.
You already said him?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, okay, but yeah.
You got one too many fingers up because you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, point being, I'm not going to finish that. It's going to take too much time. But I think we could easily pick 10 receivers on Mike Williams.
I say top 10.
Okay.
I say 10. Put him at 10.
Moving on. So I say overreact. They both say fact.
Yep.
Next one. As of now, Tom Brady is the NFL MVP. Fact or overreact?
I'll eat it. Fact.
Why?
Stats.
Okay.
Leading the NFL in passing yards.
Okay.
67 passing yards. 15 TDs and only 2 picks.
Okay.
Only 2 picks. He's looking like 2007 Tom Brady.
What's the Bucs record right now? 4-1?
4-1. They lost to the Rams.
They lost to the Cowboys.
They lost to the Rams. They beat the Cowboys.
You're right.
That was
they lost to the
week
Rams, so they're 4-1.
I'd say that's an overreaction.
Why?
66, basically a 66%.
One, Kyler Murray's team is 5-0, and wins.
There's Kyler's stats right there.
But the stats for in NFL MVP stats kind of go out the window when the quarterback has a better record than the other quarterback, and their stats are close enough.
Well, not really. Not when it's like a game or two.
Usually
off.
the MVP is a contender anyway. The MVP is going to be a contender regardless.
Like Aaron Rodgers, he's never got the best record in the
league. He was 13-3
league.
last year, I believe, if I'm not wrong.
Were they 13-3?
I believe
yeah,
so.
they
were the 1 seed, were they not?
No, I think they were the 2.
They were 2.
Were they?
No, they were the 1.
They were the 1.
I thought they were the 2.
Because the Bucs beat him in Lambeau.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
The Bucs didn't win their division last year.
The Bucs beat them in the playoffs.
Yeah, but they didn't win their division last year.
I didn't say they did.
They would go to Lambeau. All right, moving on though. But I think that's an overreaction. I think Kyler Murray, Josh Allen, and maybe even Justin Herbert.
Well, yeah, I'm ready to throw Justin Herbert in that conversation.
I know they're all in the conversation.
However, right now, Week 5, I agree with Gavin. Right now, after Week 5, if the season were to end right now, I think it's a fact.
He's got 2 games with 5 touchdown passes.
He's leading the league in passing yards. He's leading the league in touchdowns, and he has less interceptions and less turnovers than the rest of them.
And his completion percentage is 66.
And his team is 4-1.
Yeah, his team's 4-1.
So
Kyler Murray's completion percentage is 75%.
Yeah, I mean that's unbelievable too. That's a good point to make.
But I didn't even mention completion percentage.
I did.
Okay, but I mean, I think given the stats, you're leading in passing yards, you're leading in touchdowns, you're also leading in, I guess, interceptions.
Brady's got 5 more touchdowns.
I think right now
Brady's got 2 less picks.
Do I think he's going to win the MVP?
Yards.
Do I think he's going to win the MVP? No, it's a different conversation. But I think right now, if the season were to end, I think he's the MVP.
Yeah, no.
Moving forward, so touching your boy and my boy Justin Herbert, who you finally came around on. Thank God. Justin Herbert is a top 5 quarterback in the league right now. Fact or overreact?
Fact. Right now, today, this
now.
year, 5 games in, fact. Performance.
Go first. I want to.
Don't go history. Don't go history.
Well, I feel like you have to say fact because you were about ready to throw his name in the MVP race. I say fact. I think if you watch the games,
just this year, forget history.
I'm not even going off stats. If you watch the games, like on third downs, Justin Herbert might be the best third, fourth down quarterback in the league. I'm pretty sure that the Chargers are converting in like a top 5 rate on third and fourth downs. And obviously, I believe games are won on third down. The team that has the higher conversion rate on third down usually wins.
Good point.
I think it's his first year in new offense, and he's still balling out this way.
I mean, they're molding it around.
I think he's top 5. I think right now, is Aaron Rodgers obviously a bigger name and a higher profile than Justin Herbert? Yes.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Right now, through 5 weeks, I'm putting Herbert over Aaron Rodgers this season.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not gonna even appeal. We're not talking about that.
It's a fact. Justin Herbert's
I'm
top
gonna
5.
say it's a fact, but he's 5.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
That's fine.
But he is number 5.
Yeah, but you don't say some stupid shit saying.
That's not stupid shit.
That's not a
hot take.
I think he is number 5, and through 5 weeks, Brendan Staley is the coach of the year.
No debate.
He went for it. He went for it like 4 times in one possession on 4th down, and it was incredible. Every time,
I don't even know who their play caller is on offense, but that's another person. That man deserves a promotion or something. He deserves a raise.
And true. I think,
Justin Herbert's also executing.
They have balls. That's
and Herbert's executing.
They go for it. Yeah.
And
it's confidence.
And my bald-headed lover boy, Austin Eckler, had himself a game, baby. Love that man. Love him.
No. Austin Eckler, I might cut him from my fantasy team. I cannot stand that man right now. He lost me my bet with the Browns because his dumb ass would not go down inside the 5-yard line.
The Browns picked him up and carried him into the end
Go
zone.
down. As soon as the ball is snapped and as soon as you get the ball, go down. He's running in and out of the holes, toying with him.
They would have tried to score anyway, you realize that.
No, they wouldn't have. Look, the Browns would have, but they would have had 20 seconds.
I'm talking the Chargers would have just tried to score.
They would have settled for the field goal to take the lead.
No, they would have tried to score, and if they didn't hit, they would have called timeout and then go again.
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
I think
I think you kick the field goal and take the lead.
But why would
give the Browns 20 seconds left, no timeouts?
I disagree, but we'll move on.
I disagree.
But either way, it pissed me off, man. It lost my bet because, that's not the only reason why, but he didn't go down. I've never been so angry at one man in my life. He went down the play before it, and then the next play he just lets him push him in. What kind of football IQ is that?
Whatever.
Moving on. So that was the end of our Fact or Overreact segment. I actually like that. I think we should do that more on our recaps. So that was good. So now we'll move on and we'll touch on college football a little bit. So new college football rankings came out. Obviously, Bama took a big loss to an unranked and honestly not a very
Not
good
a very
Texas
with a
A&M
backup
football
quarterback.
team. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's pretty good.
He is
So
pretty good.
the
He
current
has shown
rankings
himself
as they
out.
stand, the current rankings are Georgia is 1, Iowa is 2, Cincy is 3, Oklahoma is 4, Bama is 5, Ohio State is 6, Penn State is 7, and Michigan is 8.
The Bulldogs defense, baby, they're the best in the country
Michigan-
by far.
Michigan only went one spot.
Yeah, no. Well, they don't have faith in Michigan, dude.
I think it's because of the history.
Big,
Michigan
they
has
got
the last
big
couple
games coming up though.
years. Yeah.
But-
There's
Okay.
going to be a huge shakeup in the next
We're gonna
few
go
weeks.
through that. We'll go through those numbers. Georgia being number 1, I agree with that.
No, you have to.
Yeah.
They're the best team in the country. I've said
Their
it from the
defense
start.
is phenomenal,
Their defense is averaging 5.5 points given up a game.
which is
Is
ridiculous.
Granted-
that including Auburn?
That is
Yeah.
including
Oh, yeah.
Auburn. I mean, granted, they just
Well,
started
Auburn
their SEC
scored
schedule.
what, 10?
Yeah, 10.
Yeah.
South Carolina scored the most on them with 13.
Yeah. And, I mean, Auburn's offense isn't great and high profile, but, like,
Doesn't matter SEC school.
5.5 points a game is absolutely absurd.
I don't think anybody's beating that team.
No, I especially if their offense can put up 20 points or more a game, I think they win. I think they even beat Bama.
After watching that game, I think you start Stetson Bennett going forward over JT Daniels.
I don't know. I haven't watched enough of Georgia offense to give a decision on that.
That's fair, yeah.
But that's probably not a hot take, to be honest with you. So Iowa at 2. What do we think about that?
They're going to lose.
yeah. The
Ohio State. Everybody already knows Ohio State's going to creep into the playoff. Like
Yeah,
they
they're
always
going
do.
to. Yeah.
Their offense.
They shouldn't.
Their offense is back. They scored like 56 points this week.
Thank God they sat Spencer Rattler again. I bet.
Oklahoma.
That's Oklahoma.
Oh, we're talking about Ohio State. You're right. Yeah, but CJ Stroud. I don't know if I'm bought in on CJ Stroud.
I don't know.
I don't know if I'm bought in on it.
There's give and take to it.
I mean, we'll see. But I mean, Iowa at 2. Yeah, they're bound to lose. I mean, the Big Ten's fairly competitive.
Yeah, I mean,
guess,
hey,
but-
if they went out,
yeah,
they're right there.
If obviously if they win out,
They
have
have
to
games to
but
play.
I don't think they're going to. Cincy at 3, this is the first non-Power 5 team to be in the top 5. I think since the
Power
playoff
5
era
school.
started.
Power 5 school.
That's what I meant.
You said team. I like the UFC school. Either way.
Power 5 team.
Yeah,
Power
either
5
way, I
school.
don't agree. I mean, Cincinnati's a great team.
The first non-Power 5 school.
3 is tough for now. I think
Yeah, I
it's
think
too
putting
early
them
to put them that
Putting them
high.
at 3 is a little crazy.
That's putting them on a
like
pedestal.
their best
real
win
early.
is Notre Dame.
Well,
Notre Dame's not good.
Wasn't that in South Bend? They went into
But
South Bend.
they're not good.
They're
like-
good. They're good.
But like you
but
go into
Oklahoma has more impressive wins. They just beat Texas.
all I know is Spencer Rattler will not start for them for the rest of the. He's done.
Yeah, he's transferring.
He's going to
By
transfer.
the way, did you see him walk out?
He walked out
by
of the game.
by
What kind
himself.
of sore
Didn't celebrate
ass?
with his team. He's a punk.
Yeah.
He's a punk. And Spencer Rattler, I hope he fucking sees this. He's a punk.
He's probably not going to.
He's not.
He's
gonna
probably
see
not.
it.
But he's a punk. All the smoke with Spencer Rattler.
If you want to square up Spencer
All the
Rattler, we're
smoke.
here.
Yeah. I'll
Celebrate with your team. Be a team
all
player.
5
No
foot
one
8
wants
inches
your.
of him.
No one wants that. Why would you celebrate
I don't
with your
think-
team?
I mean, you got to start that guy
He's a
going. You
piece
got to
of
start
shit.
that backup going
That's a
forward,
joke.
right?
Did you see? So Lincoln Riley and his wife were giving the CJ Williams. They were giving him. I think it's CJ Williams. They were giving him
Carson
hugs
Williams.
after the game.
I mean, he's got to start after this.
You
He's
have
going to
You
start.
have to start him the rest of the season.
Especially after Spencer Rattler
I
did
think
to the team. That's
As
just a
Oak-
bad look.
He's a freshman too. Like, you found your quarterback for the next 4 years.
Yeah, you're
or
good.
3 if he goes to the draft. You
If
found
Spencer
him.
Rattler didn't walk away like that and stayed out there and celebrated with the team,
No, Spencer Rattler's done.
put him back on the field.
He's done. Spencer Rattler doesn't.
Well, he would have a chance.
He's a mental midget.
He would
No.
have a chance.
He's
He would.
He's a mental midget. He's
That's
the kind
fine.
of person you lose your job, you can't fight for it. He's done. He's done. He's checked out. I guarantee you see him. There'll be clips that come up of him in practice, like just dragging and like not getting any effort. I bet he might be like number 3 in the depth chart next week because of the way he handles himself.
Well, no, he's transferring. He's probably not going to even be
You
on
think
the
he
team.
transfers mid-season though?
No,
You can't transfer
I think he
mid-season.
just goes to the draft and doesn't get drafted.
He won't get
He won't
drafted.
get drafted.
He won't get drafted.
Who's going to draft him? How do you,
Someone
especially after watching
someone
him,
might take a flyer, in the
especially
sixth
after
round.
him. I mean,
In the 7th round, he'll be a 7th round.
first of all, I don't
quarterback
even think
pick.
he's that. I really don't think he's that talented. I'm going to say it. I don't
He's too
think he's that
small.
talented. I think everyone was riding. Everybody was riding the Spencer Rattler hype train because he went to the Elite
Kyle
11.
hates Spencer.
I hate
Rattler.
him.
Very bad.
He went to the Elite 11 and he threw a jump 360 pass. Like, when are you ever gonna do that in a game? And people are posting all over Twitter like, "This is the next big thing." Like, come on, bro. Like, when you if Pat Mahomes hasn't done a jump 360 pass yet, I don't think anybody will. Especially him. He stinks.
And Spencer Rattler's career's over. That's our take.
Yes, his career is over. He'll never be an NFL quarterback.
And if he is, he'll be on the practice squad.
Bama.
Bama, I mean, I think Bama's gonna bounce back. They're gonna go back into the playoffs.
Oh,
I
yeah, home
don't. How?
They're gonna win out.
Yeah, they are going to win out.
Do you think they're going to beat Georgia in the SEC championship game?
That's a good point. I don't know if they will, but if they
Okay, before
if they win
championship
out
game,
and then they lose to Georgia in the SEC championship game, and they
No,
have 2
you can't-
losses,
you
you
can't
can't put them in as the 4th
You
seed.
can't put a 2-loss team.
It's
no,
happened before.
no.
When? It's
They
happened
will.
before.
They will not.
When?
They will
I'm
not.
pretty sure it happened last year. Didn't Oklahoma have 2 losses? Or not last year, the year when Jalen Hurts played? Didn't they have 2 losses?
They didn't make the.
They were the 4 seed. Yes, they were.
They did have 2 losses. You're right.
I think they had 2 losses.
I don't think so. But they won. But they won the Big 12. So you're gonna put a 2-loss team who didn't win their conference into the playoffs.
You also got to think about it this way: you're college football. You know if you put Bama in, your ratings are going to shoot up. Like you have to. They don't care about being honest. They just want ratings.
Either way, okay. Bama's going to go to the SEC final.
Like you're telling me if you put Cincy in over Bama, like that's going to screw your rating.
If that's a 3-point game, say Iowa loses before this. Iowa's already out of the picture, and Bama's in it, loses by 3 points or whatever, or wins by 3 points. Both of those teams are in it. They're not playing each other in the first round. They'll play each other in the final again.
I just think if Cincy loses one game the rest of the year, I think they don't have a chance.
Well, yeah, but so say Cincy wins out, they don't lose. Georgia doesn't lose. So you got 2 undefeated teams. They're in.
So what? So you're, okay.
So then you're gonna have to put the Big Ten winner in there, who's probably gonna be
Ohio State. Okay.
All right.
So are you thinking Iowa and Cincy? So Iowa and Cincy are currently.
So you're gonna
so 2 of them are gonna fall out.
So you're gonna put Bama in over a 1-loss Oklahoma who won the Big 12, a Bama with 2 losses and didn't win the SEC.
I personally wouldn't know.
They're not gonna.
But I think the college football committee might.
Oklahoma would get smoked by Alabama.
They would, but they don't care about that.
I know.
What they do care about is ratings and money, and I think they know that if you
Oklahoma has just as big.
Oklahoma's fan base,
but it's Alabama.
It's Alabama. It doesn't matter. People want to see them not in it. They've been in it every year.
I think. Come on. Here's the thing.
Though.
I think people want to see a non-Power 5 school in the playoffs.
Oh, 100%.
Well, that's why if Cincinnati wins out, they're going to be.
I do. But even if it happens and it's a blowout, then it'll never happen again. So I guess we'll see. Time will tell.
But once you get to that point, it's not even going to be a blowout, though. It's never going to be a blowout in the playoff like that.
I mean, it was Oklahoma got blown out in the playoffs 2 years ago when Jalen Hurts played.
Notre Dame.
Yeah, Notre Dame did.
Yeah, exactly.
But Notre Dame should never be. Notre Dame should not have been in it.
But they know that Bama is their most competitive team. They're going to want competitive football games in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Like, do you think Oklahoma's
drunk and stuff?
Who has a better chance against Georgia if they squeak in as the 4 seed? Bama or Oklahoma State or Oklahoma? I'm sorry. Who has a better chance against Georgia?
Bama does, but they're going to play in the SEC final. No, they're not. I
think they put Bama in.
I think even if it's a close enough game, Bama might squeeze in. But if Oklahoma wins out and
we'll see. Now, if Oklahoma had lost that game against Texas, I think
they wouldn't be in the top 4 if they did.
No, I think you would have a point because there would be no Big 12 winner in the playoff because everybody would have 2 losses.
Okay, I mean, you guys have a point.
The SEC is different, in my opinion. I think you could have 2 losses coming out of the SEC.
I do too, because the SEC is the strongest conference by far.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real. Compared to the SEC is here, right?
The Big 10 stinks.
The Big 12 is here, and the Big 10 is here, and the Pac-12 is down here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
It's fair.
And the ACC, I guess you throw the ACC somewhere.
I don't know, but Penn State, Ohio State, and Michigan. They gotta figure that out. That's just got to be figured out.
Well, I mean, no one really cares besides the top 4.
If Michigan,
it should be an 18 playoff. I don't know why we have it.
It should be an 18 playoff.
If Michigan,
I'd like to see all 3 of them.
Michigan, I haven't watched any bit of Michigan, but if they go undefeated, they're obviously in. But I think Ohio State makes it. Penn State, their whole team got hurt, so I think they're done.
I mean, probably. I also don't think Penn State's that good to begin with.
Did you see the Iowa people were booing people who were getting hurt?
I know that's bad. That's bad. That's not cool. I don't agree with that.
Even the coaches were like,
"Yeah, that's not good."
Ugly.
I mean, hey, you're a drunk fan. You're gonna do what you want.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
So there's no controlling that.
We'll wrap this show up. We're at 33 minutes. Best bets recap. I'll start with this one. I went 0-2. I went perfect last week. I went 3-0. I was due for some regression. I told you to bet against me this week, but however, I had the Panthers -3. They didn't cover. They didn't deserve to cover. But the Browns, I still think I made the right bet. Obviously, the right bet is the winning bet. But
yeah, she didn't make the right bet.
I don't know. I don't know what that means.
But I mean, the Browns realistically should have won that game, or covered the 2.5. But I mean, I take my losses. That's betting. That's what you get when you bet. That's betting.
I also went 0-2.
There's a shock.
But hey,
what'd you have?
I had Jags who got blown out, and I had the Washington football team who also got blown out. But
so next time we have Jared on, fade him.
But Kyle had LaVisca Chenault over 58.
Oh my God, worst beat of my life.
Over 58.5 receiving yards, and he had 1 catch for 58 yards. So that was about the highlight of my day. But yeah, I went 0-2.
Yeah, that was a bad beat.
But I don't lose back-to-back weeks, so I'll tweet my picks if you guys want it. I won't.
You can text them to me and I'll mention them here on the show.
Okay. I'll text you my picks.
I went 1-1.
Yeah, winner of the day.
Oh,
Winner
you're
of
the
the day.
Cards, right?
Winner of the
the
day.
Cardinals.
And what was the
The
loser?
Raiders. The Raiders. Lost straight up.
Goddamn
Oh, they got smoked. They
lost
were
straight up.
non-existent. Did they even
They're
make
frauds. I've been telling you since week 1 they're frauds. Can you stop betting them now?
I'm going to
You
keep.
bet them
I'm
every damn
going to
week.
keep betting the Raiders.
No, please don't. I mean, Vegas wants guys like
They
you to
lost.
suck in.
They lost to a team who quite literally cannot move the football.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
We were
29.
mocking the Bears
They
2 weeks
couldn't
ago.
move the
We
ball.
were mocking the Bears 2 weeks ago.
I'm still mocking the Bears. The Bears are a good team. The Raiders are just.
Well, they
I don't know what
beat
happened.
your champion, though.
No, not my champion. I didn't
Las
think
Vegas
they would.
Raiders.
I
Their
just
car's
like
better
their
than Josh
car.
Allen.
Their car stinks. I think it's fair to say he's not in consideration.
Well, I mean,
Finally.
whoever considered him an
Him!
Oh no!
He's got 1,600 passing
Give him the show and say he was MVP.
1,600 passing yards. Yesterday,
After 1 week.
If he showed up
Yes,
yesterday, it would have
sir.
been a different statement. Different statement.
I think
Ugh.
the Raiders kind of stink.
They're frauds.
They do kind of
Okay, so thank you for coming back with us. We'll be back with our Week 6 outlook soon. We're going to start the beer rating. I know. I'm sorry. Take it away. I always forget.
No, Jared's. I don't know if he's going to. Are you going to give a score?
He's going to give it a 0 because he doesn't like beer.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll give it a score.
All right.
No, I don't want you to
Go
give a score.
one
No, no.
sip.
The score doesn't even matter.
So I.
Hey,
Oh,
no,
go ahead.
we don't want your take.
Their score doesn't even count. You didn't
Yeah,
even write it.
literally.
I'll give my score last.
Yeah.
Really, I really did enjoy this.
Score when you pour it
After
on
the
the
last one with that stupid
That cider.
pumpkin cider.
Well, we got that because of him.
And there you go. That's his take. That's how much you take for influence on his drinking ability. I'll give it like a 6-8. Druthers all in IPA 6-8.
You go to 6 flat. It was good, but I mean, other than having like 1 or 2, I'd get bored of it.
I don't know, the
Yeah.
6.5%, it pumped it up a little bit because it's got good taste.
Since I don't drink beer, I give it a 0. But if
Shocker.
but if I did drink beer, based on the way I think beer should taste, I give it a 2. So
What? How should beer taste? What?
beer should taste like a Bud Light.